Our next guest is Mike Sillinger. You know him, you love him. 1,049 NHL games, a former Regina Pat. He's a Regina kid drafted by the Detroit Red Wings, 11th overall. That's the first round in the 89 NHL draft. And, of course, his son, Cole, is a star with the Medicine Hat Tigers. Good morning, Silly. How are you doing?
Good morning. How you doing, Roddy?
Good. Are you in Regina or chilling out in Scottsdale, Arizona? What's up with you these days?
I've been in Regina for 3 months. We were in Phoenix and obviously got cut short with this COVID-19. We drove back like March 14th. Owen was getting ready to play in the second round with the NCAA, and they were kind of on spring break, so the kids got sent home, and then Lucas got shut down. He got sent home, and then the Western Hockey League got sent home. So we had no choice and been here with the boys and making the most of it. You
mentioned, was it Owen? Is he at Michigan Tech? Where's he playing?
No. Owen's Bemidji State.
Bemidji State. Okay.
Yeah, that's where Lucas is going next year too. So we'll have both those boys will head out. Right now they're on schedule to start on time. They got to be at school starts August 24th. So they're definitely going to go there and take schooling online and who knows unless we get some more news here. But they're going to head back.
Well, like I said before the break, Papa is no longer the story. It's all about the three boys, and I'm sure you're more than okay with that. But what was your first reaction last night when you saw, or yesterday when the WHL announced they plan to play? What did you think first?
Well, we were very excited. We were kind of hoping so. Obviously, with the Quebec League, they announced that they're going to go on with the schedule and have a 68-game season, and so we kind of thought that the entire CHL would kind of follow the Quebec League. We're obviously waiting with having 5 American teams. I know why it's difficult for the Western League to kind of figure out that schedule, but these kids got to play, and these junior franchises, they got to survive as well. There's a story up in Saskatoon. They're saying today they have a season, they got to have a season with fans. So a lot of these small communities, they need the hockey to start as well.
Yeah, I saw in the WHL's news release, they said their survival is vitally tied to fans in the stands. So, and then beyond that, to the NCAA. Take me inside that world, if you don't mind. I'm kind of following college football a little more. Does hockey relate to what they're doing?
Yeah, so I think what they're going to do is anyone going back to school for sport is going to go back on schedule. Whether they actually use the school facilities or not, right on August 24th, who knows? I think they'll all start school online. They'll be using their training facilities, so all the teams will be able to use the facilities. And as far as starting, I think again they're trying to come up with the proper schedule. I know golf starting. We have good friends here, the kids, Adam Kidd, and he's talking to his parents, and they're going back middle of August, and golf's starting on schedule. But what they're doing is they're taking off from American Thanksgiving till after Christmas. So they're kind of predicting the second wave, and so they're going to give the kids the month off. So who knows if hockey's going to do the same? I know the NCAA or the WCHA has their schedule out for next year already. And they're supposed to start October 10th.
Darren, I want you to ask Silly your question that you asked me in the break about. Oh, yeah. Listen to this, Silly. It's a good one.
Well, yeah, if the Western Hockey League doesn't go, and given Cole's kind of his status and the NHL draft prospects and stuff like that, would he be eligible? Would he go to the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League to play, or the Alberta Junior Hockey League, or the BC League to play, as opposed to sitting out a year?
I assume the Western Hockey League is going to have rules and regulations for that. Cole could still play midget hockey. He could still play here for the Pack Canadians. So I know there's a handful of kids that could go back and play midget hockey, and whether it's good for them or not, I guess they'd still be playing hockey. But I would assume that the Western Hockey League is going to make rules and regulations based on where they can play. They have to figure it out. It's obviously it was great news yesterday, knowing that they're going to start up and again have a shorter training camp. But who knows what the next couple months brings.
Yeah. Well, like we say, let's just go with where it is and hope for the best. And I guess brace for the worst, though, which is a good, like you say, the guys want to play. They want to develop, right, and show themselves to the scouts. Now, Silly, you worked for a long time for the Oilers. I don't know if you are, obviously you're still talking to those guys and the scouts and so forth. What are they saying about the draft? Like Rich Sutter's coming up here later today. We're going to chat. He's working with the Blue Jackets. It's just a disaster from what we hear. What are you hearing about the NHL draft this year?
Well, what I'm hearing is they're going to wait. Again, they don't want to have the draft in June because they want to wait till the Stanley Cup playoffs are over. And I don't know how that's going to work, but because again, the draft lottery and the rankings and everything. So, even just talking with Ross Mahoney, they're gonna really try to present a Stanley Cup this year. So, I hope it happens. And as far as the draft, I feel sorry for all these boys. Obviously they're not going to be able to attend a draft. It's going to be through video and maybe they will. Who knows? But yeah, everything's up in the air, and I really feel for these boys, and it's the draft year, and I got one next year who has a chance to be an NHL draft, and it's kind of up in the air for him right now. And I said, you really can't control it. You just got to train right now and be ready for the hockey season. So
I got one more for you because of the NHL, the wars that you went through. We lost him for a sec. You put it there. You go.
No, sorry guys.
You're back. You're probably thinking, thank God I'm retired and not having to deal with this as a player because you're too busy looking after your boys right now. But we're all sitting here going, and I saw ESPN saying it too. There's no squabbles that we can see between NHL owners and players. You see what's going on with the other leagues. Is it going as smoothly, do you think, as it appears for the NHL? Everybody just wants the same thing and are working together to get it?
I hope so. I was a part of 3 different labor disputes with the NHL and NHLPA. They were big time fights, and so it's good to see them on the same page. So I hope they're on the same page. Again, I want to see. I know we all want to see the Stanley Cup playoffs here happen, and I know the players probably don't want to go back to work, but that's just the way it is. They got the last month of the season off, and summer's going to be cut short. But let's hope they find a way to get back at her. And I do think that the NHLPA and NHL owners are all working together.
Awesome,
it's good to see.
It absolutely is. That's, as I said, that's hockey. Maybe we shouldn't be surprised by that. Celia, anything else before we let you go?
No, it's all good. Appreciate you guys having me on. Always good chatting some hockey, and
for sure.
Looking forward to hopefully watching the boys play here. Hopefully all these leagues start up and we can get our kids back in the ball diamonds and soccer fields. And it's kind of gloom and doom out there, so we need sports back.
Well, then I have 2 last questions for you. One, who are you taking money off of at the Wascana today?
Today I was at golf, and we have lots of good guys out there. And yesterday I'm actually playing lots of golf with the boys. That's one thing that's keeping them busy. They all have memberships, and they train hard and keep them on the golf course. So it's a good way to spend time with them. The golf game's getting better, and I've enjoyed that the last month. And again, it's just really good family time. And we gotta. They're all going to be gone soon, hopefully. So I got to enjoy their time with them right now.
Well, who have you taken the most money off this year? Not from your boys. Jason White?
No.
We
play. No, Mizey, I see him out there quite a bit. Mizey's he's an 80 M'er. He likes getting out there, and hopefully I'll get in his pocket next week.
Perfect.
I got a good partner. Ricky Lettingham's my partner, and
Ricky Regina.
Ricky Regina, yeah. Well, Ricky Regina, he's a pretty good golfer, and there's a lot of good players out there. So I can't really pick one guy who I've seemed to get day in and day out. But don't worry, I get my fair share of lookings too.
I've known that. Well, sure. But you partnered up with the best golfer at the club. You're no dummy. Producer Clark says, by the way, has a question for you. What's your favorite jersey of any team that you played for? I assume you're talking about design, Clark. Yeah. What's the best looking jersey you play? Please say the Regina Pats.
Yeah. I'm going to say NHL jersey, but the Pats have a great jersey. Absolutely. Pats have a fantastic jersey. My NHL jersey was probably my old the Vancouver Canucks. It had the old Canucks, the black and yellow.
Right. With the V?
Canucks, yeah. Yeah, not with the V. No, it's just the old Canucks logo, and it's the black, yellow, and
Oh yeah.
The circle.
I have a jersey.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, great. So I have a jersey from every team I played on. I have one of those ones, and it was a game worn one. So it's hung here downstairs in the basement.
Those are pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I guess when you say talking hockey, who are your Stanley Cup picks from the East and the West? Who's in the Stanley Cup final? We're not going to hold you to it. Yeah. Who? Yeah.
Flip a coin. I don't know who's going to be good after a 3-month layoff. I would just pick the teams that we're rolling right now. It's going to be tough. That's one thing as far as the Stanley Cup goes. I think it's anyone's game now. It's whatever team gets on a roll, and you're going to probably see some injuries. Players. It's going to be a tough grind. So let's hope it all works out, and we can get hockey back and get it back on TV and get some excitement.
All right, Mike. Always good chatting with you. Appreciate the time. Be well, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
All right, Mike Sillinger joining us. NHL great. Pat's great, of course. His number hangs on the rafters. Shares it with Dirkach, by the way. One retired number for 2 guys. Figure that one out.
So if he hangs up, Sillinger's all on the wall, you can see the last name and the number, or do you hang the front with the logo of every team he played for?
But that's a tough one. But, of course, I would think he's putting his name and number
I would think
on it.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.